Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.
Welcome to AI Hub, everybody. I'm Larry.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're diving into some really cool AI research today. It's from Apple. And you know what caught my eye is that it's got this kind of Pixar vibe to it.
Oh, are you talking about the article that you sent over? The one from TechCrunch?
Yeah.
About the robotic lamp?
Yeah, that's the one. I thought it was fascinating.
Yeah.
So for our listeners, Apple, they put out this research paper last month. And basically they're looking at how robots can move in a way that's more, I guess you could say, human.
Yeah. So their argument is that, for robots to really fit in, seamlessly into our lives, they have to move expressively. It can't just be these clunky, jerky movements.
It's not just what they do, it's how they do it.
Exactly. We as humans, we're super sensitive to subtle cues in movement.
Yeah.
Think about it. That's how we understand, emotions or even intentions.
Yeah.
So Apple is saying robots need to kind of tap into that same nonverbal language.
And this is where the Pixar thing comes in. They actually use a desk lamp.
Yeah.
A real desk lamp.
A real desk lamp.
Not some fancy humanoid robot or anything.
No, an homage to Luxo Jr.
Probably.
And it's actually really clever because even though a lamp obviously isn't, human-shaped, Apple's showing that you can still make even a simple object move in a way that, we connect with.
And they actually put out a video, too. Did you see that?
Yeah, it did.
Showing the lamp, moving around. It swivels its head. It, reacts to questions in Siri's voice. It's pretty cute, actually.
Yeah, and what's interesting is how much of a difference those, simple movements make, The article gave this example of asking the lamp about the weather.
Okay.
And in one version, it just, gives the answer verbally, like any smart speaker.
Right.
But then in the other version, it turns and looks out the window before it answers.
Yeah. It's it's actually thinking about the weather, looking for clues or something.
Yeah.
Do you think that goes beyond just being a cool trick? Could this really change how we interact with technology?
I think so. Yeah. I think by mimicking these subtle cues that we have as humans, robots can actually build trust and understanding,
Right.
So they feel less like machines and more like partners.
Okay. So that's really powerful. I mean, how do you think this lamp experiment fits into the bigger picture of, what Apple's doing with their research?
Well, there's been all this talk, right, about Apple coming out with that smart home hub, the one that's supposed to be a robot arm with an iPad.
Right.
I think this research with the lamp could really inform how that device moves and interacts with us.
Yeah. So instead of just a static arm, we get something more dynamic, something that reacts to our requests in a way that feels more, natural, more intuitive.
Right. Imagine you're in the kitchen and you ask your smart home hub for a recipe.
Yeah.
And instead of just showing it to you on the screen, the arm could gesture towards your cookbook or even mimic stirring motions as it's reading out the instructions.
Wow, that would be amazing. It really would feel like having a, helpful assistant in the kitchen. Not just a piece of technology.
Yeah, and that's what they're going for, right? They're trying to bridge this gap between humans and machines by making technology feel more relatable, I guess, and less intimidating.
Yeah. It's fascinating how much we rely on those nonverbal cues to understand each other, to communicate. It's something we don't even think about.
Right. It's totally instinctual. We respond to eye contact and gestures, even just the way someone moves.
Yeah.
And now with all this progress in AI and robotics, we can start programming those same cues into machines.
It makes you wonder, though, how far can we take this? I mean, at what point does expressive movement in a robot go from being helpful to just being, creepy?
Yeah, I think that's a really valid concern. There's definitely a line between creating robots that are engaging and expressive and ones that are so, lifelike that they just become unsettling.
Right. Like that uncanny valley thing.
Exactly. Like it's a delicate balance to strike. But I do think this research has the potential to like completely change how we interact with technology. Think about it, like in healthcare, education, even, entertainment.
Yeah, it could be incredible. I mean, imagine robots helping to care for the elderly.
Yeah.
Or teaching kids, in a way that's more engaging.
Or even creating like more believable characters in movies and video games.
Right. The potential is just mind-blowing.
And it all starts with understanding the power of movement.
Yeah.
Like by paying attention to those subtle nonverbal cues, we can design robots that aren't just, functional, but that actually connect with us, on a deeper level.
Yeah. This deep dive has really given me a lot to think about.
Yeah.
And I'm sure our listeners are feeling the same way. I mean, it's just incredible to see like how companies like Apple are really pushing the limits of what's possible with AI.
Yeah, with AI and robotics. And this is really just the beginning. Like, who knows what we're going to see, in the next 5-10 years.
Yeah, it's a pretty exciting time to be, following this field for sure.
Yeah.
And hey, if you want to stay up to date on all the latest developments in AI and robotics, make sure you subscribe to AI Hub. We'll be back soon with another deep dive into the world of AI. But until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, keep learning. Because the future of AI is, it's unfolding right before our eyes.
And who knows, maybe one day we'll all have like our own little Luxo Jr. at home, helping us out with chores, keeping us company.
I wouldn't mind that at all. Maybe you could even, make us coffee in the morning.
Now that's an AI I can get behind.
That's it for this episode of AI Hub. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.